born, you just have these few moments where it's just like surreal.
Oh,
So it was just a knowingness. I'm going to say this actually, it was a knowingness and truth of my soul, like that. And let's just think about women over in other countries that do not have hospitals. They're out working on the land and they plop down and they birth their own baby and they strap the baby on their back and they keep going.
yeah.
I had those women in my mind, like, if they can do it, I can do it.
So what I'm hearing you say is you accessed the wisdom that women have, the wisdom, the body wisdom, the mental, the spiritual, the emotional, and the physical wisdom that we know we have. But I, you know, like over time, we in this culture, in our culture, in the culture of drugs and hospitals and all that's great. Like no judgment about it. We become disconnected from that wisdom. Is that what you're saying? Because you said, you're like, there have been women who have been doing this we've been doing it since the beginning of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you go and watch a documentary called The Business of Being Born, I watched that and it really hit home with me of like, I get to powerfully use my voice and choose what I want. Now, for all those people that might be like, you know, questioning if there was a point where it was not safe, I was going to the hospital. And the hospital, by the way, was 5 minutes away.
Yeah, of course.
Like we had but I know I said I didn't have a plan B. We did have a plan B, but the plan B was like way back there and the door was closed. And if we needed to access it, because I'm not going to put myself or my baby in danger,
right,
then we would have.
Right.
But yes, I agree. Like I actually did a ton of, I did a hypnobirthing.
I did too.
Yeah.
I didn't do a class. Like I did tapes.
Totally. I listened to tapes too. So I feel like, or I just know you're just accessing like this power within.
Yeah.
And really what it comes down to with anything you want in life. And I tell people this all the time and coach this, and it's really about what you believe. I say this all the time to my kids, actually. It's like, okay, honey, what do you want? My son's like, I want to be a pro soccer player. I'm like, if you believe you can do it, you can do it. I have shown that over and over and over in my lifetime of, I wasn't the best volleyball player, but I knew that I was going, like I knew at a young age, 10 years old, I told my mom, I'm getting a full ride scholarship to athletics. Like soccer.
Did you say to UCLA?
No, I actually wanted to go to Stanford.
Okay.
I grew up a UCLA Bruin fan too, but Stanford was like the dream.
Yeah.
But I said to my mom at 10, I was going to get a full ride scholarship. I thought it was soccer because that was my love. And then I thought it was basketball. Then I shifted to volleyball because I really realized that volleyball was that was just my gift to give back to the world, was the sport of volleyball. And I went and visited Stanford and I still loved it. But then I went and visited UCLA and I felt like it was home.
Yeah.
But at 10, I knew that, and I just kept the vision and the dream. So everything I went to go do, like I traveled an hour to practice and an hour home, and we'd practice for 3 hours, right? So that was my like after school, that's what I did.
Yeah.
But I knew the reward was to play at a top school.
Yeah.
And my mom's so sweet. Let's go look at LMU. I'm like, LMU is a great school. And we go look at it. And she's like, you're a terrible liar. I could not fake it that I did not like it because I wanted a top school. Does that make sense? I just,
No, it's so here's what I'm hearing. So at 10 and at 8 or 6, or, you know, like at 8 or 6, we know who we are. We know that anything is possible. Yeah. We know that, we really do. Like we really have a knowing that anything is possible. And then life comes in, or parents come in, very well meaning. My mom had a very similar conversation with me when I told her my dreams for my life. It was very similar. Are you sure you don't want to take it down a notch? Because I don't want you to get hurt. I don't want you to be upset. I don't want to watch if you don't, right? Here's your back door.
Totally.
And there is something really, really powerful in having that level of conviction, because it's that level of conviction, that level of belief that actually creates the possibility for it.
100%. So interesting. My mom, my favorite quote that I gave you, the future belongs to those who believe in the power of their dreams, Eleanor Roosevelt. My mom put that up in my room as a kid.
Did she?
And my mom always Krystal, you can dream as big as you want to dream.
Mm.
And which was interesting because my mom, her mission in life was to raise us kids. So it wasn't like my mom was out there like Oprah Winfrey.
Yeah.
Right. But her mission was to raise us 3 kids, and she has 3 amazing kids. And she really, I said to my mom the other day, I said, Mom, and I'm like crying on the phone with her. I'm like, thank you so much for teaching me to dream.
Mm.
And that's getting lost as parents. We're so into doing this. And part of this coronavirus is for us to create a new way of being.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing that my husband and I are so passionate about is like, how do we get to show people that we get to raise leaders in our home, right? So part of this time being home with coronavirus is like, we're raising our leaders. Our kids we hold them to the standard that I hold you.
Yeah.
And you hold me. I'm not treating them differently because they're younger. I'm actually going, what are your dreams? Okay, let's do it together. Let's be a team. So my kids right now, so that you guys know, my husband's on a sales call right over here. My kids are right there upstairs watching Scooby-Doo because I made an agreement with them so that I could be present with you while they're also supporting me with our 1-year-old.
Yes.
And we play as a team in our family. So it's literally a team because we can't, like Curtis and I can't do it all.
No.
We need their support, and it teaches them what's possible.
Yeah. No, it's great. It's awesome. It's teaching them accountability, and it's teaching, here's what I love about this. Because here's what I feel like is occurring right now out in the world, should we choose to see it, is that we're all connected. Yeah. Think about how connected we are. Think about, and I mean people you and I don't even know, like my mortgage company, the people who work at my mortgage company, my clients. If my clients don't pay me, I don't pay my mortgage, you know what? So we are so connected. I believe that's one of the biggest gifts that we're being given in this time, is to see how interconnected we are, like across the planet. We are interconnected. Not only are we human beings interconnected, but how connected are we to the planet, to Earth, to Mother Nature, to dolphins, and to pandas mating. We talked about this last night. So if you have been on our weekly Sunday Rise Up Leaders call, you have seen Krystal Jackson. She was not on the call yesterday, but it was someone shared, Tina shared about the pandas, who, after humans have been trying to get these two to mate for 10 years in captivity, humans have been intervening to get the pandas to mate.
That's insane.
And like, give us a second, you know, like the ebbs and flows of nature, when, you know, it's like, allow stuff to, like, allow it to come to fruition. It was awesome. It was great. I had a really great conversation about the fucking pandas.
That's hilarious.
Really
but what I hear you saying is from our dear friend, Aaron, give it breath.
Yes.
One of the biggest lessons I learned from him.
Yeah.
In our experience together of leadership training was give it breath. So even like right now, if you're facing, like right before this, my kids, they had deadlines, like by noon, my time noon, so your guys is 11, they were blessed to finish their schoolwork, which gave us an hour buffer before interview to do whatever else we needed to earn Scooby-Doo. And I gave them breath. I gave them the challenge at 10, or I gave them an hour and a half. Do you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And supported them along the way. But when there was frustration that came up, we talked about the frustration. I just want to bring that up because I know that there's frustration happening at home.
Yeah.
And I get frustrated.
Yeah.
And then I got to think to myself, okay, deep breath. Do I want to bring the fire or do I want to bring the water? So Kung Fu Panda 2, if anybody's watched it.
With pandas again.
With pandas again.
Yes.
Okay. So at the very end of the movie, he finds his inner peace, which when they're firing cannons at him, he's able to grab the cannons and shoot it back. Even, just hear me, he found the inner peace, so he wasn't mad, angry, frustrated, but the peacock was pissed. Right? Like, just go watch it, people. If you haven't seen it, the end of it is so beautiful. And so we keep reminding our kids, and by the way, they picked that movie for us to watch. So now I use that they've picked, and I'm like, okay, how are you bringing the peace? Where do we get to find your inner peace? And all of us need to find that.
Yeah, and it's in these moments where yes, we're in close quarters, you know, we see each other a lot more than we did. And I know this is a really big passion of yours, is thriving families. Like, how can, you know, this really is what you're up to. What is the project that you're up to?
Oh, my husband and I are doing an interview series it's like July 1st it'll launch, called the Fit and Free Project, where we're actually teaching parents, not us, we're going to interview experts on how to have it all, right? So how can you have the financial freedom? How can you have the perfect fit or perfect health? How can you have the passion? My husband and I have been together 17 years at the end of May, married 15 years in October, and the best sex and best part of our relationship that we've ever had. I'm not sick of him. We're just getting more
started.
in love with each other, right? And also just really like being that leader for your kids. So it's really just a give. Like, I don't know where it's going to take me, but I know I have a voice behind this, and my family and I are really good opportunity to like see how we do it. We're not perfect, right? But we also empower our kids. And I just believe, like, so passionately, we get to empower our kids, not tell them what to do.
Yeah.
Because that intuition that you're talking about gets lost.
That's where it gets shoved down, is when, yeah.
So I give them opportunities, and I always state it as an opportunity. And we're not perfect, but if you're like, gosh, come follow us and see what crazy things the Jacksons do,
the new Jackson 5 right over here.
The new Jackson 5, there's 5 of us, but we have fun. We spend a lot of time together. We love each other. My boys beat the crap out of each other, just like all other kids do. And we hold them to a high level and give them responsibilities. And we're actually teaching them to start their own business now.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Because they're capable.
Yes.
They're capable. Like, here's the deal. I've learned more by listening to the wisdom that comes out of my kids' mouths than, like, I mean, they say the shit that I go paid like thousands of dollars for in a leadership training program. I'm all, shit, that's right. You're right. Yes. Yeah. You know, like we both have a girl, Ryan, mine's 8.5. And she says stuff, and I'm just like, that intuition, that knowingness, there's a level of, we don't question it. Like, when we're young, we don't question what we believe. Yeah. And I believe that we should never stop questioning it. Never get, you know what I mean? Like, never get to the point where it's like, well, should I? Like, if it's in here, it's meant for you. That's my belief.
Well, let's talk about that for a second, because what does that come back to? When we are accessing our soul's wisdom and really in tune with who we are as a person. So from what we've learned in leadership, everybody comes to this world with what they call a contract. Ways of being, just think of that. Like, you have, ways of being. My ways of being, one of them is inspiring.
Yeah.
I hear
damn
that.
Straight.
Thank you. Yeah. And I know that, but I didn't know that for a long time.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was inspiring. I'm just Krystal, right? Now I hear it. Like, people are like, you're so inspiring. And I'm like, yes, because that's who I am. And I own that. But we get to go deeper into that. Like, what is that really? And for whatever it is, either it's God, spirit, universe, whoever it is, for every person, I love you for your religion, non-religion, whatever, whoever it is for you. It's connecting to that. And then there's the faith and trust. Right. So faith to me is trusting the unknown.
Without proof. I get it.
The home that we're in, another story I'll share quickly, is the home that we're in. I was flying, and Curtis is like, we're going to go look at this house. And I'm like, okay, cool. We'll go look at a house. Like, it's probably like, we're not there yet to like buy a home, or just my head.
Because you were living in California.
No. We were in Montana at that time.
Oh, you were here. Okay.
But I was just like, my head was not even there to go buy a home.
Yeah.
We come look at the house, and we walk in. I'm like, this is our house. Like, I just knew. So again, the knowingness, like, you have to trust that. Yeah. Because when you know it and you feel it, like, it is yours. So when they say it is done, that's when it's done. When you're like, oh no, this is my house. So we put a full offer on, and there was another person that had put an offer on. So we're like waiting, right? Our offer is accepted, and my husband turns to me, he's like, we have 10 days to create the down payment. I'm like, okay, great. Cool. let's just have fun with this.
And so you see why I love her? I mean,
I'm not joking. That's what it was. It was literally like, okay, great. Let's just have fun with this. And so me and my coach, our mutual coach, we created a plan and I had fun with it. And in 10 days created over $20,000 that was able to put down for our down payment. But and like here though, number one, door was closed. We had one option, by the way. We were moving out of the rental that we were here in Whitefish, Montana, May 31st.
Love it.
Okay, May 31st, we were moving out. We did not have a place to go. We had looked at other places and was going to put a down payment somewhere, or sorry, deposit, and we hadn't. Thank you, God, for that. So we had nowhere to go May 3rd or June 1st, and I had 10 days to create the down payment. And so I just kept an attitude like this. So hopefully this helps someone right now who is struggling. Is I just trusted. So for me, how I speak to is God. I offer it up to God. So I'm literally like giving the alley-oop to God right now. Okay? Offer it up, and then it takes the pressure off of me. And I can just be in the zone of grace of, okay, great. It's going to happen if I'm meant to have that house.
Yeah.
I could see everything, my kids playing, cooking, sleeping, all of it. We weren't even pregnant yet. Well, I didn't know I was pregnant yet with Ryan. June 4th, we signed the paperwork. We moved into our house. And June 5th, we found out we were pregnant with Ryan, who was a girl, who I manifested a girl. I wanted a girl. So it's like, you got to trust that. So everything just kind of played out perfectly. And instead of freaking out and being in fear, I literally would say to my husband every morning, babe, we're going to get this house because we're meant to have this house. And that's what I stated.
Yeah. It's powerful. And it is the power of the mind, because really it could go either way, and it could go any way. It could go like, oh crap, what if we don't, like, it could go there. Like I'm guessing, and it's a very, very strongly educated guess, that most people, where they go is, I got to control this. Like people who aren't in this space of really trusting themselves, really having faith, really declaring something and having the no back door, like it's already done. What are the steps that I need to take? Like, who do I get to be in this moment so that I am open to seeing the opportunities to make it happen?
So if you're frustrated, it's a low vibration.
Low vibration.
If you're in your power, it's a high vibration. If you're in faith, that's a huge, that's the magical place.
It is magical.
We've done that with our gym. I kept saying to my husband when we sold our business, I said, the perfect person at the perfect time for the perfect amount. So hear me, I'm like just giving like the perfect scenario, right? Is going to buy our gym. And sure enough, the perfect person for the perfect amount at the perfect time bought our gym.
And you had other people come in and it didn't work out. Yeah.
Oh, we had a handful of people that came in and didn't work out. But I kept reminding him that, and me. And I'm reminding him to remind me, by the way.
Yeah.
Not because he needed it. It was both of us. Just like, okay, great. Like, what if we could walk through life that way? And we're like, okay, I'm going to trust that everything that's happening for me right now is the perfect experience. So even where we are right now in the world, whatever's going on for you at home, if you're struggling with something in your marriage, it's being brought up to you for you to change that path. I know there's certain things in my relationship that get to be different than how I was raised with my mom and dad. I'm very passionate about that. My husband and I work on our marriage every single morning. Every morning at 6 a.m., him and I meet on the couch and we talk. And we talk about our relationship and how we get to improve. How can I improve for him? And how can he improve for me? So we literally do what's working, what's not working. Okay. Then we talk about our children, and then we talk about whatever else that we need to talk about that day. But that takes work, right? So it's not like my marriage is perfect today because I've done nothing. I've been very passionate about, this is my man. And I knew, again, going back to another knowingness, when we got married, I said to him, I'm getting married once, just so you know. So when I get married, it's one time. I was very clear. And I knew that we were meant to do something together. So we've built a business together. We've sold a business. We've ran 3 kids together. We now do sales for Hardcore Business together. Like, we do everything together. And why wouldn't I do it with my partner that I chose? You know what I'm saying?
I totally do. And I'm going to go back to the very, like the third word, one of the first like statement that you made. What's happening for me? And you don't even realize that you said it, but what's happening for me? So what Krystal said is what's happening for me. And then she had a whole conversation about it. Not what's happening to me, not what's happening, not what someone did to me. So listen, and the reason I'm bringing this up is because I want you to talk about, and you kind of alluded to it a little bit, but like, what's the opportunity for people, given the current climate, given the current situation that's occurring on the planet right now? Like, what's the opportunity? What's the gift? Why is it happening for us? What's your take?
There's so many ways I could go with it. I believe it's really for you to find out who you truly are. So there's people that are having hard moments with money. There's people that are having hard moments in relationships. There's people that are shifting their businesses. And there's people that are actually being called to rise up. So it's actually an opportunity for you not just to look within and sit, right? So hear me. We're not actually like, I could show you guys, but I'm looking at the forest right now. I love to go sit in the forest and get grounded with me. And I get to look at, who do I get to be today? Because with the virus, yeah, we have no guarantees of anything right now. And we don't know what the new norm's going to be and all this stuff, right? But the gift I really see is it's a calling of who are you meant to be in this world, and it's your time to show up. So, for example, this is something you've wanted for a really long time.
Me personally?
Yeah.
You are damn straight.
I know.
Like, damn straight. It's so crazy. It's so crazy.
You've wanted to do a Facebook Live for a really long time. You've wanted to reach a certain amount of people, and it's happening.
Yeah.
So see, the blessing that's happened for you is this is like, oh shit, I got to do this. I've been talking about a podcast forever. And I interviewed our beautiful friend Judith, right? And it hasn't launched yet, but it's not even, I'm not trying to make money from anything.
Yep.
It's really, and I know we're both in the same spot. I know the money's on its way.
Yeah.
I have the faith and trust. I'm more like, how can I impact people right now that need my inspiration? That is my main focus. So I don't know if that really answered it, but I would, for each person that's listening, I would go today, how is this benefiting? How is this happening for me? How did I cause and create this? How am I a factor of this? Because there's reasons, right?
Yeah,
and what am I going to do about it? Am I going to sit here and miss the moment by sitting, I have a bed right here, I could go take a nap? Or am I going to take advantage of this moment and get connected deeper with my children? Right before the coronavirus, I literally said to my husband, I want a deeper connection with Dylan and Slater. Because we had been in a 4-month leadership process, and I was in my masculine and driving hard, and I was bringing in my grace, but could have been a little bit more graceful. I'm going to say it like that.
It's a commitment. Let's just put it that way.
It's a huge commitment. Yeah. It's a major commitment that I chose, by the way, so everybody can hear. I chose, you chose, we chose, right? To lead an amazing group of people into leadership with the support of powerful women like Judith. So I chose that stretch, and I love hearing it as that. I remember Lisa said that to me one time. She's our dear friend Lisa. She's like, well, you chose that stretch. And I'm like, yes.
Oh, yes, I did. Yeah.
So today, when you're sitting there complaining about whatever is going on in your life, you chose it.
Yeah.
So check yourself and give yourself the opportunity to go, what do I get to learn about me? And what do I get to create in this moment? Do not sit at home and do nothing and bitch and complain to other people and watch the news all day. Do something about it. If you want more money, figure out a problem to solve for other people and start doing it. Call your friends, make a difference for them. If you want a better relationship, have the hard conversation. My husband and I, after almost 17 years together, have had some of the hardest conversations in the last 6 months. We've gotten so uncomfortable with each other. and it's made us so much closer.
Yeah.
If you're bitching and complaining about your kids, you need to go look yourself in the mirror and look at that little girl that's crying and asking for their mommy, because that's all they want. And this is one thing that I love to do with my children versus me talking down to them. I get right in their eye level. Talk to me. What do you need from me right now? So we can bitch and complain, or we can be responsible.
Yeah. And we can complain too about like, I want to go back. Like I want to go back to work. I want to go back to the way it was. And how do you feel about like that conversation? Like I want to go back.
Well, what if we go back? It wasn't working. Why would we go back?
For some people, it was working, right?
True. For the world, was it working though?
That is the question. That is the question. Now, not everyone, and here's the thing, not everyone cares. Not everyone is in that space. And if you're watching this, I believe you do care, right? I mean, there's a reason why you're watching this. You're drawn to finding the truth and the wisdom that is inherent in this moment. There is a wisdom that's inherent in this moment. There is a message for you, and where you get to look for it isn't out there, it's in here. It really is.
Yeah. I mean, yes, it might go back, and you can go back. What if you could look at it? I'm ready to move forward to a better version of what I used to have in my life.
Yeah.
You know, like there's just a better way.
Yeah.
And it's just looking, okay, what worked and what didn't work.
Well, and here's what I'll say about that. The better way is going to be the truth. We talked about this at the very beginning. The truth of who you are and what you actually want and why you're actually here. Like this is a soul conversation. This is a spiritual conversation. If you allow it to be. Like if you're watching this and give me the how-tos. Like what am I supposed to do? Mm-hmm. It really, like, I would say the first thing is go inside, like go in, start to ask yourself those questions that are like, okay, if I had a do-over, which by the way you do, if I had a do-over and I actually could take an assessment of my life and do exactly what you do in your life anyway, Krystal, which is what we have been trained to do, which is like, what's working? Like what would I keep on my plate? What would I keep blank canvas? What would I put back on the canvas? Because it really serves me and it really serves others. And what are the things that like, wow, like I don't get joy out of it, or no one else, other people, it's not working for other people. Like really having those, you said, the tough conversations, and the tough conversations will lead you to the truth of what's important, the truth of who you are, the truth of what you really want. And then look at the gaps. There's going to be gaps. There's gaps in the planet, like right now. Like human beings have retracted. We're grounded. We're literally grounded in our homes. And look at what's happening to nature.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Well, and the honesty with yourself will set you free. So there's things that people know about themselves that I know about me, right? I had some stuff going on with my eye, and I kept like pushing, like, okay, it'll heal. And I'm on day 13 of literally water and protein. That is it. And I woke up this morning, and by the way, last night I said, you know what? I'm going to try this. I'm going to wake up saying, or I'm going to go to sleep saying my eye is healed.
Yeah.
I woke up this morning, my eye's good.
Yeah.
The best it's been in 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
But my body was giving me a sign, right? And I chose to, like, we all choose to whether we see it or not see it or ignore it.
Ignore it.
Like, okay, I'm good. It's just going to heal itself.
Put it on a lot to do. Yeah.
I got a lot going on right now.
Yep.
Whatever. And it gave me a moment to check myself, right? So it's just an opportunity. And I love the word choice, opportunity, freedom. I love all those words.
Yeah.
Because really, we do have the choice and the opportunity to be free. It's just a decision we get to make up here. So you can battle yourself, and you can battle other people, and you can bring fire to your life, or you can find the inner peace and bring peace to the world and bring the water to put out the fire. I mean, like literally, what do you want to be? I don't know about you. I didn't choose to be born to be a raging person.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't choose to like scream at my children. Do you know what I mean? Like that happens. I'm like, oh my God, that's so outside my body.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's not me.
Yeah.
So it's just a great time to really get clear with who you are and just go.
Yeah.
Stop the perfectionism. I don't know enough. I'm not good enough. Like this is me talking as if I could have talked to myself 4 years ago.
Or 10 or 15 or 20.
Yeah, but really when I started like, okay, I'm going to get my voice out there, I was so scared.
Yeah.
Like, hiding behind my husband. Yeah, we had this gym together, but it was the Curtis Jackson show. And I had no self-worth and just really was like, oh, I'm an athlete and I'm a mom. Those were like my things I put on me, right? Not smart enough, not good enough, never can make money. And it's taken a long time to change that. And now it's like the world is my oyster. I can do whatever I want because I believe. And I see that every moment in life is teaching me something. Every single moment is teaching me something. This morning when I wanted to get frustrated with my sons, took a deep breath. And I'm like, what is this teaching me right now? Right?
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. Before we talk about your free gift, because we have to wrap it up.
Yeah.
I always ask every one of my guests the same question. So here it comes. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I love this.
What's the meaning of life?
Damn, no one's ever asked me that. To become the greatest version of you. And I don't know if anybody else says that, but I've always known that in my heart and soul, that my mission in life is for me to become the best version of Krystal physically. So staying in shape, it's very important to me. Take care of your health mentally, believing who you are, believing in yourself spiritually, connecting with God, spirit, universe. We're meant to be the best person possible, because when that happens and when we realize that and we become the light, we actually lift other people up.
Yeah.
So the meaning of life is to find who you are, what your purpose is in the world, and share it like no other. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. Love it 100%. Obviously, this is why I have you on here, but just saying. Okay, great. Let's talk about your gift.
Oh, a super cool free gift. It's a 3-part video series. It teaches you how to commit to yourself. So interesting, because we actually have been taught in our life that we aren't supposed to focus on ourselves.
Yeah.
But what I was just saying is when I become a better version of me, my son is improved. Yes. My husband improved. When I show up as my authentic self, I am a better person for you. Right? So when I hold my leadership high, I inspire everybody else too. So I really teach, like my thing is really how to commit to yourself.
Damn. That's so good.
And I'm going to throw in there, the best way I know is to commit to your training. So you get your health and your commitment. You will battle your head over and over and over in your commitment to your training. So if you've never ran a 5K, set a date 6 weeks from today and run a 5K and train for it. And there's a million reasons why you shouldn't go outside right now and train for it.
There's a million why you should.
Yeah. There's a million ways you can do it. So yeah.
All right. I love it. So in order to get Krystal's gift, go to soulwitandwisdom.com. You will see her whole bio and her beautiful face. And I will have a link to this recorded interview, and also to her free gift. Krystal, thank you so much. I love you until forever. And thank you for the blessing that you are in my life.
And I want to acknowledge you a minute here. And thank you. First of all, thank you. I get to receive. Thank you. Kristen, the woman you are today is completely different from the woman I met in the bathroom years ago. Well, the first time we talked.
Totally, we did.
Totally different woman. You are on purpose. You are love. You are power. You are grace. You're authentic. And you are such a gift to this world, to me, to my family, to the leadership group, to everybody. So thank you for rising up, thank you for believing in you. Thank you for showing up here today. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you. I receive all of that. Thank you. Thank you. I love you. And you guys, we'll see you next time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye.
Bye.